Good morning, children. So today we are going to focus on editing our first draft and then thinking about how we can improve it and writing a second one. Okay, so let's get started. So look back to my old first draft. Now what I would like you to do is wherever you've done this draft, I would like you to write the short date somewhere at the top with the word editing next to it. Now, if you have space in your linking thinking column on that page, please could you copy down this question in a different colour. So I'm going to put this in orange, just so that it sticks out as a new piece of work on there. Okay, so pause the video now if you need a bit more time to get this short date and this question down. And that means the rest of you are ready to work with me on editing. Now, can you think of the acronym that we use to edit our work? Pause the video now, what can you remember? Well done, it is CUPS V. Okay, so let's start with C. So remember, C stands for capital letters, so looking at capital letters for proper nouns, so people and places, and then also at the start of a sentence. So I'm going to go through mine now, and we'll do it together. So normally in school we would have our purple polishing pen, so I'm going to get my purple polishing pen. At home you may just have a different coloured pencil, and that's absolutely fine. Just don't edit in pencil, please. It needs to be in a colour. So I'm going to start right at the top. I have my capital letter here, Dear Morrisons. I have missed a capital M, so we do a case of writing it over the top. Dear Morrisons, I know these past few months have been tough with the restrictions, but there have been plenty of positives that have inspired the nation. Did you know that Sir Captain Tom Moore inspired hope the whole of the NHS? Even though he was 99 years old, he managed to do 100 laps of his garden and raised an incredible and astonishing £33 million. On the 22nd of February, Boris announced the roadmap out of lockdown and laid out the plan to allow us all to have a bit more of normality back. Which part of the roadmap are you most hopeful for? I look forward to hearing your reply, and I hope you like the picture too. Kind regards, Miss T. So I've read through it, I've looked for the C, so I've done that one. Give myself a little tick. Now the second one is understanding. So this is where we reread and we make sure that all the sentences make sense. Have I missed out a word? Could I write that better? Let's have a look. I know these past few months have been tough with the restrictions, but there have been plenty of positives that have inspired the nation. Did you know that Sir Captain Tom Moore inspired hope into the whole of the NHS? Oh, did you know that Sir Captain Tom Moore inspired hope the whole of the NHS? Into the whole. So did you know that Sir Captain Tom Moore inspired hope? I've missed a word out. I'm going to get my purple polishing pen. I just put a little arrow there, and then we're going to write the word into. Okay, there we go. Now let's see if it makes more sense. Did you know that Sir Captain Tom Moore inspired hope into the whole of the NHS? Brilliant. Even though he was 99 years old, he managed to do 100 laps of his garden and raise an incredible and astonishing £33 million. And I think that's all of my understanding checked. So I've read through it. Let's read the last little bit. I look forward to hearing your reply. Hope you like the picture too. Brilliant. Okay, so I've done my understanding. Now P is for punctuation. So we're looking for punctuation at the end of a sentence, and also because we've looked at fronted adverbials, have I got a comma after my fronted adverbial? So I know these past few months have been tough with the restrictions, comma, but there have been plenty of positives that have inspired the nation. Brilliant. Did you know that Sir Captain Tom Moore inspired hope into the whole of the NHS? Even though he was 99 years old, he managed to do 100 laps of his garden. What's missing here? Even though he was 99 years old, he managed to do 100 laps of his garden. Where's the comma missing out of this one? Even though he was 99 years old, he managed to do 100 laps of his garden. Well done, there's a comma after old. On the 22nd of February, brilliant, I've got one there. Boris Johnson announced a roadmap out of lockdown and laid out the plan to allow us all to have a bit of normality back. Which part of the roadmap are you most hopeful for? Yes, so all of my punctuation is done. Now, S is spelling. Now, because most of us have looked at homophones and common exception words, we need to make sure that our spelling is the best it can be. So here we go. I know these past few months have been tough with the restrictions, but there have been plenty of positives that have inspired the nation. There's a spelling issue in here somewhere, a homophone. Can you spot it? Pause the video now, can you spot it? Yes, well done. This one here, but there. This one is talking about belonging and the people. I need there as in over there. So T-H-E-R-E. Go. So there have been plenty of positives that have inspired the nation. Brilliant. Any other spelling issues for me? Even though he was 99 years old. Incredible. On 22nd of February, Boris Johnson announced the roadmap out of lockdown. Laid out the plan to allow us to have a bit of normality back. Okay, so that's my spelling, and now it's vocabulary. So, can you upskill your vocabulary? Can you add in some description? Let's have a look. So when we add in description, we describe either the person or the place that we're talking about. I know these past few months have been tough with the restrictions, but there have been plenty of positives that have inspired the nation. So no need to add any description in there. Did you know that Sir Captain Tom Moore inspired hope into the whole of the NHS? Aha! We have two things that we could describe here. Which one shall I go for to add an expanded noun phrase here? I'm going to go for Sir Captain Tom Moore because it'll add a bit more punch to it. Give it a bit more persuasive feel to it. So, did you know that Sir Captain Tom Moore inspired hope? So when we do a expanded noun phrase, we have two adjectives. Do they come before the noun or do they come afterwards? Well done, they come before. So I'm going to put my little arrow up here. And I need one adjective, comma, and then another adjective. Okay, so what words could I use to describe Tom Moore to make him sound even better? Have a think. What two words? So one I'm going to go for. So my first one, I'm going to go for heroic. Did you know that heroic and noble, because what he did was very noble. So did you know that I need the before here. Did you know that the heroic, noble Sir Captain Tom Moore inspired hope into the whole of the NHS, Even though he was 99 years old, he managed to do 100 laps of his garden and raise an incredible and astonishing £33 million. So, for some of you, for this vocabulary part, I think you need to think about your descriptive parts. There are some children who have just talked about the sunshine and the flowers. Remember, I would like you also to talk about a person. Now, on your marking for your draft, for some of you, I have highlighted what I would like you to try and edit and upskill. Most of you are just going to follow Cups V. Before you write up, let's think about this question here. What could you do to improve your next draft? So in red now, I'm going to type up some things that you can think about. Could you add a fronted adverbial? Could you add some adjectives? Could you link two sentences together and have a conjunction? Could you have a causal conjunction to explain why this was so good? So how could I explain here about Sir Captain Tom Moore? Why was it so good? Why was it so good that he raised £33 million? Do you need to add another part that inspired hope? Or have you gone through your work and simply found that your capital letters and finger spaces need improving? So I want you to write a short sentence about what you're going to improve in your next draft first. Do not just copy down the red words. That's not the point. These are to give you ideas. I know for mine, I needed to add description, and I'm going to challenge myself to have a causal conjunction to talk about why are these good. Okay, so what you now need to do is see the purple here. I now need to type up my draft, including all of the edits. So that's your last job, okay? So I'm going to write that on a new page. So your task to write a second draft, including your edits, ready for Thursday, because tomorrow we're going to have a look at properly extending our sentences. So that is your job. So make sure on a brand new page you've got your linking thinking column, you've got today's date, Wednesday the 3rd of March, to write an edited draft of my postcard. So this is making sure you're including all of your edits from the page before, underlining in red. And then your last linking thinking question is nice and small. How have you upgraded your writing? And then a very simple, where is your outcome now? And then draw yourself a little thermometer down at the bottom of the page. I've run out of space, but you can draw your thermometer. So I'll just draw a little one here as a reminder. So my thermometer would be down here. Okay, and tell me where is your outcome now, because you've edited your writing. You might feel that it's a little bit better, but next time I need to add a different sentence type. That's absolutely fine. So pause the video now, make sure you've got this spread out onto your new page and you're writing up your edited draft from today. Okay, enjoy your writing. This afternoon's task is just to continue with your painting, so thank you for joining me now.